Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we are mapping out something that is honestly a bit of a well-kept secret, a complete roadmap to fully funded, locally sourced cybersecurity training. Look, whether you're an adult learner trying to upskill without completely upending your life, or you're a regional business leader trying to secure your network without totally breaking the bank, you are in the exact right place. We're going to unpack this whole complex training and funding ecosystem and show you exactly how to navigate it step by step. Let's get right into it. Here's our quick agenda for today. We'll start with the cyber training problem, then explain exactly what WIOA funding is, look at local workforce and why partnerships, dive into the STEMFlex solution, and finally, map out those fully funded career pathways. Now, before we get into the weeds, we have to talk about the massive friction point right in the middle of all this. How on earth do you launch a highly technical, super demanding cybersecurity career without actually quitting your day job? For years, adult learners and regional businesses have been forced to make an awful choice. Either ignore critical upskilling entirely or put their lives and operations completely on hold to go back to school. It's an incredibly alienating barrier, and frankly, it just doesn't work for most people. Which brings us to our first section, the cyber training problem. Think about your traditional cybersecurity boot camp for a second. They usually rely on these super rigid, synchronous schedules. They force you into an intensive one-week block, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Not only are these programs incredibly expensive, but cramming 40 hours of dense, highly technical data into a single week, that literally causes cognitive overload. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. Plus, actively employed people just can't afford to take a full week off work. Contrast that with the Southern Tier Cybersecurity or STC way. It's modular, it's completely flexible, and as we're about to see, it can be fully funded. It's a total game changer that removes all that friction. Moving right along to Section 2, what is WIOA funding? Okay, so here is a term you absolutely need to write down. WIOA. It stands for the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. Now, I know you hear a government acronym and you probably immediately picture endless bureaucratic red tape. But actually, scratch that. I want you to think of this completely differently. Think of your local workforce offices as your personal career investors. They literally have federal and state dollars specifically mandated to fund the education of displaced or underskilled workers. It's essentially a massive career scholarship that is just sitting there waiting to be utilized. And to put that into perspective, look at the sheer scale of this opportunity. We are talking about up to $8,000 in free funding eligibility available for local residents who qualify. $8,000. And to be super clear, this is not alone. This is government-backed funding designed to completely wipe out the financial friction so that anyone who's willing to put in the hard work can secure a life-changing education in the tech sector. So how do you actually access it? Section 3, Local Workforce NY Partnerships. WIOA isn't managed by some faceless federal website in Washington. It's managed right in your backyard by independent regional boards. If you're down in Chemung, Schuyler, or Steuben counties, your local hub is CSS Workforce NY. If you're further up north, Cayuga-Cortland Works handles Cayuga and Cortland counties. These are tangible, local community hubs, staffed by real people, dedicated case managers whose literal job description is to help you access these funds. But here's the catch, and it's a crucial one. You can't just take this WIA money and spend it anywhere. You have to attend a state-vetted institution. The good news? Southern Tier Cybersecurity is an approved, eligible training provider right on the New York State ETPL list. And why does this matter to you? Because instead of exporting our local tax dollars to some generic, out-of-state online vendor who's just going to hand you a PDF and wish you luck, STC keeps these funds localized. They deliver metropolitan-caliber hands-on instruction right directly to our community, backed by elite partnerships with huge industry names like EC Council and CompTIA. All right, let's talk about the training itself. Section 4. The STEMFlex solution. Meet STEMFlex. That stands for Southern Tier's Individual Modular Flexible Learning Model. It's a proprietary scheduling framework engineered entirely from the ground up for busy adult learners. STEMFlex totally decentralizes the traditional classroom. Instead of locking you in a room for 40 consecutive hours, this system bends to accommodate the complex lives, the day jobs, and the family commitments of adults. So how does it actually work? Well, the magic number of the STMFlex model is 10. A standard, super rigorous cybersecurity certification course is chopped up into exactly 10 equal modular knowledge transfer sessions. You consume this highly technical material in digestible, flexible blocks. You are the one setting the pace. And this right here perfectly illustrates why StimFlex is so disruptive. By allowing self-pacing, the whole thing is meticulously designed to guarantee first-time certification pass rates, meaning you actually absorb and learn the material instead of just cramming for a test and forgetting it the next day. On the flip side, it optimizes instructor hours. But the absolute best part, especially for the student or the business sponsoring them, is that it completely prevents those devastating 40-hour work blockouts. You get elite Tier 1 instruction, and you don't have to sacrifice a week of your life or your paycheck to get it. Let's tie it all together in Section 5, Fully Funded Career Pathways. Here is the highly tactical, step-by-step blueprint. Step 1. You apply through your local case manager at CSS Workforce NY or Cayuga Cortland Works. Step 2. You get approved to access that WIOF funding, which, remember, can potentially cover the entire cost of the program. Step 3. You train completely on your own schedule using the STIMF model. And Step 4, which is arguably the most critical step, you secure a guaranteed job interview, and that is backed by recruiter letters of intent. Because at the end of the day, the entire philosophy of this ecosystem comes down to this one idea. We don't just train, we place. You see, WIOA caseworkers are judged by the state on one primary metric, and that is second quarter job placement after exit. Southern Tier Cybersecurity actively brings local employers and managed service providers to the table who have literally signed letters of intent to interview their graduates. It's the ultimate silver bullet. You don't just walk away with a piece of paper, you get directly plugged into the local hiring pipeline. Oh, and by the way, if you are a regional B2B enterprise leader listening to this, StimFlex isn't just for career changers. Regional hospitals, manufacturing hubs, defense contractors, you can use this exact same model to upskill your own incumbent IT staff. You can access fully funded B2B training grants, eliminate the need to pull your crucial tech staff off the floor for a whole week, and make sure your local supply chain meets those strict federal compliance standards. It's a massive win-win for local businesses. We've covered a ton of ground today, but I want to leave you with this final thought. The friction of the old educational model, it's gone. The funding is literally sitting in your local county right now, just waiting to be deployed. So what's it going to be? Will you let the illusion of bureaucratic friction stop you from growing, or are you ready to reach out to your local Workforce NY office and unlock your future? The blueprint is right here. All you have to do is take that first step. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I strongly encourage you to go explore these amazing local resources today.